Well, folks, let us try this once more again, huh? Welcome back to the channel, folks. Welcome back to the channel, and for you new folks, welcome. I'm your host, Mortanius, and we are back with some more, or actually a new playthrough. Space Marine 2. Warhammer 40k. Game has effectively been calling my name and your name far more than I even thought possible, but here we are. Tried this exact thing last night, but apparently reality had other plans. Went ahead and uploaded the segments that I did manage to record of it, though. So if you folks want to check those out. Apparently we've actually got a storm going on around here, so here's hoping we don't have that issue. But we'll have to see as we go on, children. I already played through this once before. Will we play through it on hard difficulty, the third out of the fourth difficulty. We'll be playing on Angel of Death, though. So if you folks like what you see and want to see more of me, give me a like, follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of the other playlists, share around some of the other playlists, bang the bell. Follow the links from my Twitch to get to my YouTube. Follow the links to my YouTube to get to my Twitch. And wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and get comfortable. Let's get into this. Decided to do a bit of an impromptu stream, hence the time recording being 8:55 p.m. Tuesday, April 29th, 2025, excuse me. Try to make sure things are going just right on my end. PS5 is what we're playing on, so you won't see any PC settings, but I figured I'd go ahead and let you folks see what I'm doing. Mentioned this already, but usually when I'm playing by myself, I tend to just leave motion blur on for the actual effect of people pretty much seeing in motion blur. But figured I'd leave it alone for you folks. Take it off. And of course we have the accessibility options. And of course, Angel of Death difficulty. Confront a trial worthy of Gilliman himself. You are only one mistake away from recording your name upon a pennant of the fallen. Introduce a serious challenge. Enemies are tougher and more aggressive, and recovery after a mistake is much harder. We'll have to see how that goes. Okay, here we go. In the 41st millennium, humanity stands on the brink of annihilation. The galaxy-spanning imperium of man is beset on all sides by hostile aliens and threatened from within by traitors and heretics. It is an age of constant war, a new dark age in which enlightenment is replaced by superstition, rhetoric, and blind prayer. To live in such times is to be one amongst untold billions existing in the cruelest and bloodiest regime imaginable. The most powerful and dreaded of these imperial defenders are the Space Marines, bioengineered superhuman warriors, humanity's last bastion against the terror. There is no time for peace, no respite, no forgiveness. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. dinner. If you can swallow it.
Kill team leader to squad. Box check. Repeat. Kill team leader to squad. Confirm Vox contact.
We have crashed. It's from your position.
Do you have the virus bomb? Damn it.
Well, welcome to Kadaku, children. Interesting location. We find ourselves in beautiful scale. Of course, we have basic tutorials. Left stick to move, right stick for camera. Such grandiose scale, and it was done so very right.
Moving to... Lost contact with brother. Approaching orbital launcher facility. Well secured.
Hellstross! Alpha! I'm moving to the crash site. Do you read?
Any side of the commander? Negative. No contact since the crash.
I'm here, damn it!
Hellstross, you have command. What are your orders? We proceed as planned. Launch the virus bomb into the stratosphere, detonate it, and watch the Tyranids die. A sight I will greatly enjoy.
Transmitter must be broken.
1 second. Okay. As it showed, hold the touchpad for mission status and objectives. Top left, we actually see the full description for the mission and name, of course. Top right, we see the current objective. Bottom of the screen, we see personal details. That'll make more sense as we go. That is never going to get old. That site is just beautiful. I mean, a nightmare for whoever's on the other side of that, but yeah, I can live here. Build me a nice house right at the top of that hill. A spoon would make things interesting here. But I don't think he's a part of that group. Here lately I've been getting into a lot of 40k lore.
Homicans. The area will be crawling with them.
A lot of 40k lore. And ended up sort of hooked. This channel I checked out a while back. Lutin09. LUTIN09. Goes pretty in depth on quite a few things. Came across this sort of playlist of it and never looked back. R1 to strike with a light attack. And as you see, we can have combos as well as multi-directional combat. Survival. Armor. Damage depletes armor. Armor regenerates after a small delay. And health. Recently lost health can be restored by dealing damage. The white line indicates the maximum regen amount. I know of a few games that have that as a mechanic. Not many though. And of course, as you can see, we've gotten very pretty since our insertion to Kadaku. Let me look at you in the light, boy. Yeah, I think it wears off over time. Click left, L3 to sprint.
Where's that damn virus bomb?
Chainsword combinations, of course. Hold R1 to finish a chainsword combo with a heavy attack. The longer the combo, the more powerful the heavy attack. And tactical approach, use heavy attacks against large groups of enemies.
I'm up to my elbows in these wretched
R1 to knock
bombs.
enemies back, experiment. Hold R1 to knock enemies back, experiment with different combinations.
It is left to us to share the glory now, Kelstros.
Hold on, brothers.
Try not to go too far too fast when they have these conversations. I like to be able to hear them all. Yeah, it's good. Defense. L1 to parry common attacks and attacks with a blue indicator can be parried. Perfect parry. Perfectly timed parries will instantly kill smaller enemies and will stagger larger enemies. No. That was weird. Come on. This is a tutorial moment. Otherwise, I would just be done with it. L1 on the enemy to attacks to parry. That's not a parry, just a counter. I mean, it is a parry, but not the kind of parry they want. this difficulty, that block is real temperamental. But as you can see, when you parry and kill enemies with the blue indicator, you get some armor back. 1 armor per target. There we go. Health though, we already established what we do with that.
Now they send larger meat to stop me.
Dueling. X to dodge attacks marked with a red indicator. These attacks cannot be parried, and R3 to lock the camera with large enemies onto large enemies such as Tyranid warriors. Don't just stand there. Do something. Click R3 near an incapacitated enemy to perform an execution. And yes, you do get real time like that. When an enemy is incapacitated, R3 to perform an execution to restore some armor. It has more uses than just that. It gives invincibility frames, but more than that.
Even if I have to chew my way through.
Much more than that. So as we go, if I remember little things, I'll try and clarify like lore points and whatnot that I've already picked up on myself. Didn't get the chance to play the first one, and then kind of find out it was not backwards compatible. So there that was.
Darius, brother, I will repay them tenfold.
Did get to watch a let's play of it though, and I'm mad I did not get to play it. Irritating. Bolt pistol, semi-automatic precision pistol.
This bolter will roar in your name, Darius.
L to the aim, R to the fire.
Come, vermin.
Yep.
I should be picking these rotten seals out of my fangs for weeks.
Now, one.
Situation here at the Lodge is becoming severe. Have you secured the virus bomb? No. For every gaunt I smash, 10 more come raining down. If we fail to launch that bomb, there will be nothing to stop the Tyranids. I am almost at the crash site. Just make sure the launcher is still standing when I get there. I will hold the line for as long as I can.
So one particular lore point, as you see on his left shoulder, he has his pauldron, same as mine. That signifies us as the Death Watch. Whatever's on your left is where you currently are, right? On your right, you have this, which is Dark Angels. That was his. 1 second. Sorry about that. That was his previous aura group. Hence the symbol and the color. Color is always the same, but I don't know if you get the chance to change any of that in terms of personal desire. I assume you don't. But then you also have the color of his band. And if I'm remembering right, that color, it means he's either from Company 5 previously or Company 8. Just food for thought. Ours is, of course, covered over for our own reasons. We won't be talking about that. And of course, they give you access to more ammo. Slightly replenishes ammo. We'll find more of these all scattered all around battlefields. Won't always need them, but you know, we did pick up a pistol that had been effectively used. How much? Can't say. But it was more than enough for us, so. Just death in the skies. Love it. Jesus. Ain't nothing worse than swarmers. That was pointless. Gun strike. Weaken the enemy. Hold R1 to knock back small enemies and mark them for a gun strike. Press R2 to perform a gun strike on a marked enemy and gain the advantage. A gun strike instantly kills smaller enemies and deals significant damage to larger enemies. What it doesn't tell you is that it also doesn't cost ammunition to do. So even if you don't have ammo, you can still do a gun strike. But that wasn't what happened to you, was it, kiddo? Hold R1. Boop. Boop. No, no, no. No. I say thee nay. Kids. It's like I was saying, when it comes to swarmers, no, I didn't miss him. It was intentional to let him get over here. You don't let him swarm if you can, but I mean, no real way to avoid it. So you do what you can with what you got. No. Bad dog. Yeah.
We are running out of time.
We're that kind of strong, children. Not to mention these little things you're seeing me kill. These ones, these real little ones, those things are the size of normal humans, around 5 feet or so, give or take a few inches. Oh, another fun fact. So when they shoot you, they ain't shooting bullets. They're shooting creatures that eat you alive from the inside out. So yeah, there's that. Also, you see your weapons combo set right here. It's the entire combo set for whatever weapon you happen to be using. Up here we got the description for whether or not it's good against single targets or groups of targets. More of a mixed bag with the chainsword, better for single targets, but still quite effective against the group, as you've seen quite a bit of so far.
Brother, you have honored the Imperium with your devotion.
He was a Black Templar. If memory serves, the Dark Angels were supposed to be like one of the very first groups, if not the very first group of Ultramarine or Space Marines. Black Templars are basically, if you have cops, the Black Templars are effectively, or not cops. If you have like let's say you have internal affairs, Black Templars, from what it looks like to me, are effectively internal affairs guards. But more so than that, they go out and about through the galaxy and sort of make sure internal affairs doesn't have things to do. They're real good at it. Well, let me see. Derived from the Imperial Fists, the Black Templars are. They're on the longest Imperial crusade the Imperium of Man has ever known to prove their loyalty to the Emperor of Mankind. Interesting. So basically, they were a part of a group that was seen to be traitorous, or at least believed to be traitorous. And in order to prove themselves, they've been sort of crusading throughout the galaxy for the last 10,000 years. I wonder something. All right, we got the virus bomb. Okay, so basically what the Black Templars do, the Emperor's vision is basically to unite the entire galaxy under his rule. Why? We don't know. But what we do know is that the Black Templars sort of want to make that vision a reality the most, apparently more so than any other organization.
Alpha! Hellstrus, if you can hear me, I have the virus bomb. Headed to the orbital launcher.
Whereas...
Is that as hard as you bite, Xenos? Come on!
Whereas most of the other Marine groups are in some form, way, shape, and form, offense or defense, or a bit of both. Their group is sort of, they pick and choose where they need to be most of the time, from what it's looking like. But they're reclaiming territory, they're finding and claiming lost relics, and they're wiping out heretic forces. So that's interesting. Yep. Dark Angels were the very first Space Marine Legion. So, yeah. There's it. I'm not trying to drown you folks in lore. It's literally the first episode. That was longer than I wanted it to be. Get down there.
Death will not go unpunished.
Nope. Nope. L1 to parry when an enemy chooses to attack. Now, when you do gun strikes against enemies that survive them, but if they're still close to death, you can double gun strike them, so long as you do it early enough. I'm talking, children. Oh, hello. Here's something else to be aware of. Never mind. I'll show you in a bit. Oh, look at me. Aren't I a looker? Not really the best light for this. It was for a split second. Tis alright.
Breaks the perimeter. Over. Anyone? It's a bomb en route.
Hang on, Hellstrike.
No interruptions. Well. Here we go. The death of the larger ones wreaks havoc on the smaller ones. To the point where it will kill them if they're weak enough. On every difficulty other than this one. That's that psychic shock will kill them. The farther out they are, the less damage they take, regardless of difficulty. But yeah.
Hellstrike, are you with me?
Now on the lower difficulties, if they're out too far, they won't die, but they will be. Sorry about that. They will be finishable, so you will be able to do the finisher on them.
The bomb.
I've got the bomb. So they will be.
Served your emperor well, brother.
Huh. I don't know what chapter that is. One second. Huh. It's hard to say. I'm searching so far, but I'm not getting an answer immediately. Wait a minute. I mean, I think I found it. He was potentially a blood angel or a fulminator. It does not really give proper imagery in terms of what I'm seeing there versus here in truth. Oh God. Yeah, he's a blood angel. Okay. And that actually makes sense. I didn't think about that. So in the center is basically a drop of blood. Come to find out, they ended up cursed in some way, shape, and form. There was something that ended up happening to them. I'll need to do more research, but basically, a bolt rifle, fully automatic precision rifle.
Record log. To any Imperial unit that recovers this log, my kill team crash-landed off course. My brothers are all dead. Slain by Tyranids. I have the virus bomb, moving to the orbital launcher. We'll fire into stratosphere where it will disperse over Tyranid positions.
Well, I mean, there we go. But, what it is they tend to have a large number of what are known as librarians, which are effectively psychers, mages in the 40k universe. So mage, space marines. There was something that ended up happening with those psychic abilities and knowledge that created a quote-unquote curse, and every so and so they end up lost to a sort of a blood rage, where they literally will drink the blood of whatever's around them to the point of even getting themselves killed because they're wide open, invulnerable. Other than that, they outright freak everybody out around them just for that simple fact. Plus, I mean, they're extremely shrouded in mystery. And in a universe where they don't really tolerate much, mystery is not, let's just say it don't help you like that. Ladies might like a man of mystery, right up until she calls the Inquisitor. And in this universe, nobody is above anything, I'm telling you. The stuff you see in this game alone. Not to mention, you know, the swarmers. Gotta love the swarmers. Yep. Okay.
Continue log. The virus is our one chance to delay the Tyranid invasion. The virus will spread through their forces. They will adapt, but it will slow them down. The virus must be launched into the stratosphere. Nothing else matters.
So, I guess nothing else matters. Now these things are effectively the drop ships. And they are what they're born out of or just carried in. Yeah, they're born from these things. Because there's no way, well, they are kind of insectoid. They might actually be able to shrink themselves down in there. Either way, though, it's nasty, man. Still. Thumbnail. You have been slain. Back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. What's up? I'll take that, thank you. Look at what you do forces the enemy to give you some space. Hit too hard out here. Yeah, now remember, if they're still weak enough, it'll still kill them. I figure one or so hits and you should be good enough for the wave to take them out. So much blood. And none of it mine.
Operator shift change overdue. Your tardiness has been flagged for invigilation.
Open the gates.
Shift chronometer reset. You're registered as on duty. Carry out the officer's work according to the divine synchronicity.
So yeah, and this. So yeah, in this universe, like he said, divine synchronicity. We ended up, as it was stated at the beginning, superstition and regression and all of that. Setting aside your view on religion, setting aside my view on religion, they pray to technology and machines and like this isn't. This isn't a machine gun, it's a holy machine gun. You understand me? This is not a chain sword, it's a holy chain sword. And people will die before such a thing will ever be desecrated in the eyes of the omniscient. Do you understand? I mean, what you see is legit. Do not play with the holy console. If we're lucky, we might be able to get the almighty Facebook to restart. A little complicated though. We've had trouble reaching the what? Oh, something just came across my phone. We've had trouble reaching the almighty IT department.
Inserting payload.
With great benediction, we have been able to wipe the virus out of all systems. Praise be to the Emperor. And there ain't a single thing I said that was wrong here. Plus, we're strong enough to load a missile.
Hazardous material detected. Further benedictions required.
Transmitting override authorization. Set course for stratospheric detonation.
The rite of safeguard must be performed. Seek an authorized Magos in the command console.
Yep. That's a real skull. Yep. That was really somebody. Yep. I don't know if they chose it or if it was chosen for them. I don't know if it's supposed to be an honor. I don't know if it's supposed to be a punishment. There are some honors that are like this. There are some punishments that are like this. And they have almost 20,000 years of believing this. It's like Jesus. 40,000 years altogether is where you're at, the 41st millennium, but they've had almost 20,000 years of believing this. Frag grenades. Yes, sir.
Machine Spirit, where is the command console?
On the observation platform above. The Magos on duty does not respond.
10,000 active years with pretty much 20,000 years.
Summon the lift.
Circle for grenades. If you're gonna make me wait on you. Tyrannus can apply temporary side toxic effects to slow your attacks. Okay. I kind of wanted your armor. I just wanted to knock the other one away. That effect also seems to get rid of armor for at least for a little bit. Come across these boxes and they will usually house ammo or grenades or even like other equipment that you'll find not in this mode but usually in like
Machine Spirit,
the operations
what is the
mode.
status of the orbital launcher?
Hibernation. Console inactive for 22 hours. This impiety to the Omnissiah has been locked.
Activate launch systems.
The rite of initialization must be performed. Seek an authorized Magos at the command console.
Hallelujah.
The command console is posted at the edge of the observation platform. A Magos will attend to you shortly.
Doubtful.
Oh wait. Statements like hallelujah are heresy in this universe. You didn't hear anything. Okay. Alright. The scale, baby. How could you not? But then you consider what I've been getting ran up on by so far, and it kind of makes perfect sense.
Communications complete. Awakening systems from hibernation. Rite of capacitors initialized. Personnel may begin prayers of charging.
Throne. Can you not hasten the damn process?
Seismic disruptions have occurred. Launch trajectory may have been altered.
I can conduct the rite of unplugging and plugging back in after 30 seconds. Just let me know. And yeah, as much as most of this might not be really solid, ooh, it's solid. Come. Die.
Organic presence detected on the rim. Vacate for launch. Launch preparations complete. Standing by, Magos.
Do what? No. Children, gather round, gather round. One moment. Alright. I feel better. Anybody else feel better? I feel so much better.
It is done.
Now we of course could have done that from space, but they would have done something to intercept it. So down here is the easier and smarter move, as crazy as that sounds considering what you're seeing. Oh man. Back in it again, huh? Alright. Guess it's time for either us or them to get real uncomfortable right now. Oh. Looks like it's them. Now for you folks who might be curious, this is Demetrian Titus. He's who you play as in the first game. No. Reading that threw me off. Yeah, you got them scavengers in the back just waiting on a meal.
Even if I am slain, I will leave you with wounds by which you will remember.
But what if there are just some wounds that they want to forget? Nope. 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 What? Okay. Nope. I say thee nay.
We will eradicate your kind from the galaxy.
Now, that psychic shockwave also does damage. Good lord. Is that what's raining down? Is that the virus bomb? Huh, I figured it was them. It also does damage to the larger ones too, but it won't be fatal to them unless they're probably like on their last legs. But it will stop their attack and all that.
May that virus strip your flesh from your bones.
What? This ain't what you wanted, never was. What was that? Toro, come on. Yeah, Toro, come on. Yeah. Toro, come on. They had to make me lose. Still won, bitch. And then just a heads up, I don't know how it is on PC. From what little I have seen, they did have some interesting load times, but yeah, PS5, Xbox, some load times. So just a heads up on that one. Kadaku's Orbit. Battle Barge Resilient, Day 4. 4:22 a.m. and 56 seconds. Oh, it's the Crypt Keeper.
Praise the Emperor.
Praise him.
The wound was fatal. You survived only through the Rubicon surgery. We remade you. You are a Primaris now.
Why?
Lord Calgar issued the command himself.
Is he here?
Gone. Summoned by the Primarch.
I must get back to the Watch Fortress.
You have been reassigned.
My place is with the Death Watch.
The Inquisition can find no stain on you, Titus. Accused of heresy. You have served penance in the Death Watch for almost a century. And not once have you faltered. But you will never know redemption until you have faced the judgment of your brothers. Prove yourself to us and know true absolution.
Symbol on his chest is for the Ultramarines. Another chapter.
What is your life?
My honor is my life.
What is your fate?
My duty is my fate.
What is your fear?
My fear is to fail.
What is your reward?
My salvation is my reward.
What is your craft?
My craft is death.
What is your pledge?
My pledge is eternal service.
The Rubicon surgery has remade you as a Primaris Marine. You are now stronger, faster, and more resilient. You will take your place as an Ultramarine once more. Your brothers will know that you served in the Death Watch, but your dishonorable status as a Black Shield has been redacted from the archives. Should it be discovered, there would be questions. Lord Calgar has offered you a second chance. Do not taint it.
I always wondered if chaplains, which is what he is, have any special enhancements that like make them potentially more dangerous, because his job is effectively to oversee things like potential heresy and accusations and like that, and to deal with it, or at least to bring it to the Inquisition or somebody else, who knows. But not going to find out what they're mainly capable of is their inspiration. They're able to buff and debuff. They literally come with an upgrade called the Residious Arcanum that allows them to strengthen those around them or weaken those around them. It's interesting. But what was it? There were a few things. Lord Calgar, the one who chose to have us put through this surgery, is the actual chapter master of the Ultramarines, the group that I am a part of and was previously a part of before I ended up in the Death Watch. The surgery that they put me through, making me a Primaris, as he said, I'm faster, stronger, larger, so on and so forth. They gave me another 3 extra organs on top of the other 19 every other Space Marine that exists has. So that's part of the reason why it is we're so big. And then as you of course heard, he was accused of heresy. That's from the first game. Not trying to spoil it for you folks, but if you're here, shame on you. That's where you should be if you want to know those details exactly. It's been a while and those details are quite numerous. But even then, that game was pretty like wild and crazy with how many enemies it throws at you.
Secured the spaceport, handed over its defense to the Cadians.
Thank you, Yoda. The guardsmen will be cleaning up bits of Tyranid for weeks.
Figured you might want to hear some of the ambient conversations.
Uranus, we have work to do. Gather the rest of the squad on the flight deck.
Yes, brother.
And yeah, of course we have emotes and whatnot. This away, that away. We have, of course, the kneel, the handshake, which requires somebody on the other side to actually hit a button. Refuse, standard no. Of course, respect, which is what you saw me use first, and then the ever so potent and ever so important.
For the Primer!
Or for the Emperor. Yes, indeed. Okay, what we have here is an individual known as a tech priest. He's effectively a cybernetic human who, as I told you, they effectively prey to machines and whatnot in this galaxy. I'll explain those up there later. The closer you are to a machine, the more blessed and holy you are, basically. And the closer to true flesh you are. And I do mean true flesh with capital starting letters. Capital T, capital F. For the machine is eternal. At least as far as they consider it. Here we have individuals, tech priests, or Adeptus Mechanicus, who are a little more along the line, as you can see. But as freaky as they look, oh, most of them are dangerous as hell. And you shouldn't be surprised if you're willing to do all of this to yourself. It stands to reason your killing factor will be something else. And then we have these individuals, servitors. As I said, some things that happen to you are punishments. I don't think there is ever a servitor that is made a servitor as a gift. But basically, yeah. They're lobotomized people, completely cyberized and altered into a workforce. Literally. Oh, we have a leak on deck J13. Send the servitors. Oh, there's an electrical problem. Send the servitors. Well, IT department needs this stuff delivered. Send the servitors. Yeah, quite literally, there you go. They're the workhorse of the Imperium in terms of the individuals who aren't exactly favored. Then, of course, you have these symbols. Jesus, there's a lot of them going on. Sorry about this, folks. So, the arrow signifies that he's a battle line brother. So he's front line, and he's a part of the fourth battalion within the second company. Second company because of the gold band around his pauldron. Ultramarine because of the U, obviously. My symbol means effectively command. There's more to it. There's a lot more to it. Like the chain around my wrist has semblance. The little hard to see it. This. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, hold on. So those studs in my head, they signify that I am at least 200 years old. Now there are different color studs for different ranks, even for different organizations, as well as for different age ranges as well. Like some might have like 3 or 4 studs, but they're like 400 or 500 years old. Now, sorry about that insane level of lore dump, folks. And of course, all the assemblage on my armor has its own significance as well. What these all mean, I'm not entirely sure. As you can see, our backpack is constantly spewing something. And what that is heat. We're in power armor, and our backpack also has a power source, so it has to bleed off the excess heat. Back. Hell up off me.
The effects of the virus bomb are already...
Ah! I did not want to interrupt that.
My lord.
Nope. Can't restart it now.
Titus reporting for duty.
Basically, he was saying the effects of the bomb are pretty much almost worn off. Huh? He's a sniper. Didn't notice that. Ignore my statement. It'll matter later.
Have Sergeant Gadriel report to the bridge. How are your wounds?
Good enough.
I'll be straight with you, Titus. I have my reservations about your reinstatement. There could be questions, suspicions. I cannot afford discord among the men. Not now. You're a lieutenant now. Will that be a problem?
No, Captain.
Very well. We're facing a Tyranid splinter fleet. They engaged us on 2 planets. Avarax, a hive world, and Kadaku, which you already know. We're abandoning the latter. It's mostly Adeptus Mechanicus research facilities. We're evacuating critical assets and personnel. These defense guns are keeping the skies clear for our ships. The Tyranids have taken note. Get down there and protect those guns.
Captain, you wish to see me?
Sergeant, this is Lieutenant Titus. He'll be taking over command of your squad.
Sir,
I expect you on the ground within 30 minutes. Dismissed.
Now, setting aside his confusion of why his squad is now in command of somebody else, first thing he saw was that right shoulder, and for some reason now he's a lieutenant.
Forgive my hesitation. I am merely surprised by this development.
As am I.
Yeah.
Sergeant Gadriel, the Absolver is ready to depart.
Brother Chiron, this is Lieutenant Titus. He will be leading our squad.
Is that so? Well, I shall be glad to have a commander of such experience.
Is the rest of the squad ready?
Already assembled on the flight deck.
Good. We leave immediately.
Now, oh, well, here we go. Online play is available now. Invite friends to your squad to play together. Use the battle map and the strategium or launchpad to change current game modes. This is the strategium.
From the Hive Fleet. Do not engage.
Maintaining distance.
Ordnance on standby.
Now, as we go, we'll have to complete the main campaign, but I will incorporate operations, which is the there are missions that we're going to undertake over the course of the game, and the operations are the other side of those missions from the perspective of some of the other individuals. I will incorporate some of those in. Well, I'll incorporate all of those in. Let's just keep it real. Beyond that, as you see in the top right, we've got 2 more, Chiron and Gadriel. It is a 3-man squad game. Don't know if they're going to add more. Here they're coming out with a horde mode here pretty soon, and I am here for all of it. Battle range map, a battle barge map. Utilize the battle barge map to navigate between locations on the barge and acquire information about your squad. The traveling is pointless. We won't be doing any of that.
On all specs. Headed toward Kadaku.
Transmitting telemetry data to our ground forces. The Imperial Navy fleets are firing on the spores.
And then, of course, at the bottom, we've got our details about our squad. Bottom left, we got Righteous Fury for us. Temporarily increases attack potential and durability. Battle Cry for Gadriel. Deals significant damage to nearby enemies and pushes them back.
Reinforcement coming in from the Cadian ground forces.
Log requests in priority order. We will respond when able.
Yes, Lord. Colonel Drury, your requests are noted. You must proceed without Astarte support for the time being. Resilient out.
And Auspex scan. Reveals enemies in the selected area and marks them and makes them more vulnerable from Chiron. Now, the campaign, your teammates won't always use their abilities like they should, but
move your Devastator squad to support the anti-air emplacements. Sending coordinates now.
now I want to say what's on his right shoulder signifies a captain rank. I don't know what group he may have been a part of. I'll have to look that up later.
Get Colonel Fracas on Fox.
My lord, I am unable to establish a link.
Jamming.
No, channels are clear.
Keep trying.
Just sticking around for little lore bits. I'm not really trying to stick around, but I'm here and he's saying stuff, so why not, you know? And just to be clear, well, I'll show you folks here in a bit. Should have explained it a bit ago, but that's alright.
What is our assignment?
The Cadians have lost control of the orbital guns. We are to recapture them.
Lost them already.
The Tyranids are hurling spores of those guns in great waves. I'm impressed the Cadians held out this long.
It is impressive. Especially being
Brothers
regular
Ariel,
people.
Altarius, and Elian make up the rest of our squad.
Have any of you faced Tyranids before?
Only these past 2 days.
Then there is much to learn.
Much
I
to
look
learn.
forward to it.
Now, one thing to take note of. Notice, well, no, that's not really going to be a good example. He's enhanced. Notice the difference between my height and the dude in the robe. Now, he's at least 5'5". We are that much taller. I think Titus is like, well, no, he might not be 5'5", but he's like 5 foot, somewhere around there. Titus is like 7'3". No joke, Titus is like 7'3". In truth, he's one of the smaller Space Marines. Battle Brother, Battalion 5. Sergeant, Battalion 6, and the Sergeant is from the Red Skull. There's also like helmet variants in terms of colors that signify that. Chiron 6. Don't know what his chain signifies. Titus is at least tactical.
Ordnance deployment. Path obstructed. Stand aside.
Those warheads are not properly secured. Do you know what will happen if one comes loose?
Path obstructed. Stand aside.
I'll do it myself. Go and find a tech priest to tighten the screws in that half-brain of yours.
Task aborted. Seeking blessings of cogitation.
Magus Gallio will hear of this.
Alright. Not his fault. At his program, he's been altered. Y'all lobotomized him. What free thinking does he have? That right there is heresy as well. Now, of course, this right here is the...
The kill team we found on Kadako gave their lives to deploy it.
They brought us precious hours. Without them, this war would have gone very differently.
It was pleasing to see those bastards quiver and die the instant they left their spores.
So y'all were able to retrieve my kill team's bodies. Good. Their gene seeds will not be lost. That turn matters as well later. So as you can see, we've got the mission terminal. The battle barge map serves as the center of operations. Select the planet to start a mission. The current mission is marked with a yellow directive marker. Finished missions are also available to replay. Change the game mode allows you to switch to operations in Eternal War, PvE, and PvP respectively. Playing these modes before finishing the main campaign will, it says could, but it will reveal spoilers about the campaign story. And of course, we have Kadaku, which was where we're going. Avarax, which was where we were. Actually, I don't think that's where we were. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, okay. Kadaku was where we were, excuse me. We're evacuating Kadaku, but we need to get guns online. And where we going from there? Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to call the first episode here and now. And I will be on again here in a little while for the next run of the stream. Thank y'all for stopping through. It's going to be the end of episode 1 of Space Marine 2 on the PS5's hardest difficulty. If you folks like what you see and want to see more of me, just give me a like, follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of the other playlists, share around some of the other playlists, bang the bell. Follow the links from my Twitch to get to my YouTube. Follow the links from my YouTube to get to my Twitch. And wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And God bless you. Catch you in the next one.